I started by putting liquid latex over my glove, realising that was the wrong way to do it. I started again. I started stuffing my glove with cotton wool instead, and then started layering coats of foundation on it to give it that skin colour effect. Me not realising makeup doesn't dry, had to go to the bathroom at college a few times and use a hand dryer to make sure it did dry by the time I flipped the hand over and painted the other side. I then shoved toilet roll through the glove to make it seem as if it had a wrist, painted it the same colour as the hand, and stapled it and added glue around it so it would stay in place. I then used a fine liner pen to draw the wrinkles, nails and anything on the hand that you could see. I then waited for it to dry, went home, I placed the cotton wool in a bowl of fake blood and let it soak up in the bowl for a while. I've now got these red cotton ball buds that look like guts and that. I've shoved them all into the tube to make it look like blood was coming through and make it look like the human meat and guts and stuff in the arm. And then we're ready to go, and then all we had to do was add some fake blood during the scene. Sorted. Adding makeup to the main character was a challenge because of the cost of the media makeup. Firstly, we used acrylic paint for the for the second scene. It wasn't too bad in low lighting. Close-up shots weren't too great. By the looks of it, it looked too fake. It was too pink on the cuts, and we couldn't really get all over the eyes to get the possessed look that we wanted, that we got from makeup. But this attempt didn't look as good as the second attempt with makeup. Fake blood. Well, for the cuts on his face, I added a base layer of liquid latex and added ripped pieces of cotton wool and tissue paper, and it would create a knife wound on the main character's cheek. I then waited 3 minutes for it to dry, added the black eye makeup, and then added different types of fake blood to the cut and some different types of foundation coloured makeup. After keeping the air fully ventilated and going out to film, making sure it was in good weather conditions so it wouldn't come off. Yeah. My initial idea for this part, where I'd use an SFX, would be I wanted my main character to become possessed, to turn and look at his victim and make her spontaneously combust into flame, and for her to be all burnt. I then was told not to do it. I was kind of eased out of it just because of the VFX effect of fire or flames online and how they don't really do the scene too much justice. So then I was put on to the idea of an acid attack. I know it's like recent times, it's happening a lot and it is quite scary. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing if anyone's involved in that or knows anyone that has been involved, has been a victim of any of that. It's terrible. I didn't want to show it in a good light, of course not, but I wanted to do the effects. I wanted to really like make a burn face mask, you know. So I really didn't know where I was going with this, so then I got my friend Jordan, who's a qualified media makeup artist who actually graduated this year, to show me how to apply media makeup on properly to our test model Carl at my house. She said you had to add a layer of liquid latex as a base, then add ripped up pieces of cotton wool and tissue to create breaks and deformities in the skin, and then after it sets you need to add pinks and reds to the cotton to give it that agitated skin look and darker fake blood deeper into the wounds to give it more definition. I filmed a lot of her and took a lot of notes down while she was doing this to Carl, and then she put me on to doing a bit of painting as well. She then had some gelatine, she melted it in the microwave, put it to a wooden lollipop stick and added it on top of the wound to make it look like fresh kind of pus, like skin burst residue, and gives it that shine. She left the gelatine for me to use after so I could try it out, and to success we made it even bigger on Natalia's face with the same techniques, just with cheaper makeup, and it came out better than expected. And there's some photos up on my website if you want to check them out.